Hey, what's up guys? Working on a 2006 Scion XB. Check engine light is on and it's throwing code P0420. So I'm going to replace the upstream and downstream O2 sensors and I'll show you how to do that. Alright guys, so really quick here, just want to show you on my scan tool here. So I went ahead and plugged it into the OBD2 spot there. You can get one of these cheap scan tools. This one's off of Amazon. It's only like 20 bucks is all. Works pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and turn the key here and we'll go to diagnose there. And then if you take a look here, you can see DTC count, it's showing 1. So go down to that, hit OK. And then we'll want to go to read codes, stored codes. And you can see right there at the top, P0420, catalyst system efficiency below threshold, bank 1. So that could be multiple things. Could be upstream O2 sensor, downstream O2 sensor, or it could be something as big as your catalytic converter needs to be replaced. So we're just going to go ahead and try both the upstream and downstream. That's a lot cheaper than doing a catalytic converter, and we'll see if this takes care of the issue. So go ahead and pop your hood here. Okay, so once you get your hood open here, you want to take a look back towards the firewall here and locate your exhaust manifold so you can see it there with the heat shield over it. And I'm looking for a wire coming in. That would be your upstream, but I'm not seeing any from right here. So I think the upstream and downstream is going to be underneath the car. So we're going to need to jack it up to take a look and see if both of them are under there. So we're going to go ahead and jack up on the passenger side. So I'm just going to take a block here, stick this behind the driver's side rear wheel here, or you can pull up your e-brake. Okay guys, so go ahead and crawl underneath the passenger side here. You can see we got our pinch weld here, so we'll probably put a jack stand there. I'm going to put my jack right underneath the frame here, and let's go ahead and jack up this side, and then we'll get our jack stands in place. So then go ahead and take your jack stand, and like I said, we're going to go right underneath the pinch weld here. I'll try to get as close as I can to the jack there. It's about maybe like that. And then since the rear jack's up with it, you want to put one back here just to be safe. So go about right there. So now let's slowly lower the jack here. Just keep an eye on this one. Move it if you need to. And go ahead and slowly lower this. Get your jack out of the way. So then you can go ahead and crawl underneath here. And looks like here's our downstream one right here. And then our upstream is going to be right there, right before the cat. So what you want to do is I'm going to go ahead and take some PB Blast or WD-40, just kind of soak along here. Just kind of spray that and let it soak here for a minute, because sometimes these can be a pain to get off. And same thing on your front one here, your upstream. Okay guys, so I'm going to start out with the upstream one here, because this one's going to be easier to unplug. With the downstream one, looks like that goes into the vehicle, inside the interior, so we may need to take some pieces apart inside there to get the wiring harness undone. But let's start on the upstream one. So you can take a special socket. It's a 7/8. It's made especially for O2 sensors. So you can see and get it on there like that, and I'll put a link in the description. You get these off Amazon pretty cheap. You can see that locks on to the O2 sensor. And then take your socket wrench, and let's see if we can just break this free. So you can see that broke free. So now we should be able to untwist it by hand. And it will start twisting your wires up. If you want, you can unplug it first. And let's actually do that, because that's going to be hard. So if you follow this wire up, you can see it The wiring harness is right there, that gray connector. So what you want to do is right on top, there's going to be a connection. You're going to push down on that and then unplug it. And my hand's probably going to get in the way of me doing this, but I'll show you guys here. So right here, so this is going to go in, plug in there, but on that connection back up there, that's the one you're going to reach on the back side and then just push it down with your finger. And then as you're pushing down, you're going to pull out on this guy here, and that unplugs just like that. So now with that unplugged, it's going to be a lot easier just to pull this upstream one out of here. And there's your O2 sensor, upstream. Okay guys, so let's take a look at our new upstream O2 sensor. So this is the Denso 2344524. I got this one off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for it. And go ahead and open this up. And then they do include some anti-seize to put on the threads. So go ahead and take this off of here. We just want to measure it up, make sure that's going to fit. Kind of check the threads. You can see that's about the same. And then look at your electrical connector. You want to make sure that looks the same. That looks good. So what we're going to do, go ahead and open this up. And then just get some of this anti-seize on the threads here. Make sure you don't get any on the actual O2 sensor itself there. Just put some on the threads here. Just like that. And then I'll go ahead and rub this in. Okay, so then go ahead and take your new O2 sensor. And let's go ahead and screw this in, and then we'll get it tight, and then we'll go ahead and plug it in. Grab your socket. And go ahead and get that snug. About like that. So then go ahead and grab your plug in. And this side's going to go on top with the clip there. I'm trying to get you guys a better angle, but I think my hand's still going to block it. We'll go ahead and get that plugged in. Should hear it snap into place. Just pull on it, make sure it's good. And then just watch your cord, make sure it isn't touching the exhaust there. Okay guys, so that's all there is to the upstream one. Very simple to do on this car. I wish every car was like this. Super easy to do. So that's the upstream one. So now let's go ahead and move on to the downstream. So just down below that, it's going to be the downstream. And let's go ahead and just see if we can break this free first, and then we'll figure out how we're going to get the wiring harness out. So again, get your socket on here around your cord. And go ahead and try and break that free. Luckily, these ones are super easy to break free on this car. Okay guys, so if you notice, this is actually going into the interior of the car. So let's go ahead and hop into the interior and see what we need to take off. Looks like it's going to be right near the center console area. Okay guys, so go ahead and come inside the interior here. And like I said, it looks like we're going to need to remove this center console here. So it looks like you got a little tab here that kind of pulls this out. So if you, I think, just lift up on that. Not sure if we needed to take that out or not. Let's see what else. So this is probably either held in by bolts or just pops out of here. Okay, so it looks like that just pops out. And And then looks like on the back here, we may have some screws. Okay guys, so not sure if yours is gonna have this. Looks like this may have broke at one time. And then you can see there's just some like almost like drywall screws holding this in. So let me go ahead and pull these out. And let's see what's underneath these. There we go. Get that off of there, and dog treat there. And I can't tell. Looks like there may be a screw hole here. I think it's just so dirty you can't tell. Let me go ahead and blow this out or get my vacuum and see, because it looks like there's a screw. Actually, I think I'm on it now. Yep, so there's a Phillips screw down in there. Let me zoom in here for you guys. So if you get on this Phillips screw here, or it's actually, you can use a Phillips, or looks like maybe a 10 millimeter is what size the bolt is on it. And that should free this up. So then you should be able to move this whole thing out of here. And may have to put this in the second. Pull that out like that. Okay guys, so if you take a look here on the passenger side, this is going to be the O2 sensor connector right here. Of course, here's your shifter, and then it goes down just a little bit past the carpet here, and that's where it goes through. So what you want to do is disconnect this first. So this is what the one for the Upstream would look like that you guys couldn't see. So you see this tab right here. You're going to push down on that while unplugging this. So if you can get it, go ahead and unplug that, just like that. And then let's see if we can get this fed through. So I'm not sure how well you guys will see this, but if you can pull this back just enough, you can see it poking through right there. So if you just kind of push on that rubber, there's like a rubber grommet that goes around. See if you can just kind of push on that. Try to get that pop through. Like I said, it's pretty hard to, there we go. So I kind of just popped it through, you can see. So now this is gonna be able to feed through there. So now let's go down below and see if we can just pull this whole thing out. And I'll kind of just leave it tucked under the carpet like that. So come back down below here, and you can see this is the rubber grommet I was talking about. And then just go ahead and pull the rest of this through. Just like that. And then you can go ahead and unscrew this the rest of the way. Just like that. All right guys, so just like the Upstream one, went ahead and went with the Denso for the Downstream 2344069. Also got this one off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for it. Go ahead and open that up. And then go ahead and take this rubber band off. And then this one looks like they did put anti-seize on this one. You can see it's actually a gray colored one, so don't need to put anti-seize on this. But if you notice, it does have a new rubber grommet on it, so you don't have to worry about transferring that over. Make sure it looks the same, and then check your connection here on the bottom. So that looks good. Let's go ahead and get this in. So go ahead and get this one fed in there and tightened up. socket and get that nice and snug. Just like that. So then go ahead and get this fed up through there. Just watch as you're doing this. Don't want these wires to get cut on the actual metal there. Try and get that shoved through as much as you can. And then we'll go up top and see if we can pull it through a little bit more. So then come back up top here. Try and pull this back. You can see our connector there. Go ahead and pull that up. And let's go ahead and connect that. So you got your, I think it's this tab here if I remember right. It's going to go on top right there. Plug that in. Make sure it clicks. And then you can just pull up a little bit more on this just to make sure it's not stretched. So now let's go back down below and we'll get our rubber grommet in place. Okay, so what you want is to get your rubber grommet in place, and you want this outer lip, so the larger outer lip, to be inside the body there. So if you just take this and you push it, kind of stick it up in there, just get it around so you can see it kind of sticking out here. Just keep pushing that in and it kind of falls into place there. And then just kind of pull out on it a little bit, make sure it's seated. Let's see if I can get you guys a better angle here. So you see that larger portion's inside all the way around, and there's no way water's getting through that. So we should be good underneath here. Okay guys, so now we go ahead and get the center console back in. So if you take a look here, you can see, so it's actually missing one of these push pin styles. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and get our center console back in. And I just want to show you, so this is all that holds the front end. This one was missing, so I found an extra one laying around, so I went ahead and replaced that. But those just snap into place for the front of this. So go ahead and get this put back on. Past your shifter. And then you can kind of just tap those front ones into place. And then of course get your bolt back down in here. You may have to just kind of drop it into place and then use your screwdriver to maneuver it around. It's kind of hard to get into place there. Then go ahead and tighten that once you do get it lined up. So just like that. And then go ahead and get this piece back into place here. This just snaps in. Like that. So then go ahead and grab your jack and let's get these off the jack stands and lower it. Okay guys, so I went ahead and cleared the code with my code reader. I just got back from a little bit of a drive. It was probably about 10 miles or so, and check engine light never came back on. I went ahead and just hooked up my code reader just to make sure there was no stored codes or anything, and everything's good now. So that seemed to solve the issue of the P0420. Not sure whether it was the upstream or the downstream since we replaced both, but either way the problem's fixed. So hopefully this video helps you out. Like I said, it's a lot cheaper to try this out before replacing the catalytic converter. Just go ahead and replace both O2 sensors. It's a lot cheaper. So if this video does help you out, why don't you subscribe to my channel, check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.